Hey there folks, and welcome to the next 650pp tryouts. In this tryout I am doing the 308 GTB 1975 from Ferrari. Now here's the things I bought for this one, which I had to buy like every engine upgrade possible because this thing has no turbo, which not surprised because most Ferraris don't really come with turbos anyway. So yeah, you got your normal typical V type 8 cylinders of a later generation to the Dino, basically. Yeah, this is basically the successor to the Dino car. And such. 308 GTB is such a very good little car, little Ferrari at the end of the day, for 1975. Not as crazy as other cars, but it does what it can do, basically. It's too bad they didn't keep the whole Dino manufacturer, though. It feels like they should have kept that, just in case they just want like cheaper Ferraris at the end of the day, or just simple Ferraris. That way they could have Dino as the road production and Ferrari as the race production. Or limit production, I would say. But see what you could do here is that for customization you got the normal tires, but I think I took those. Did I take those off? Let's see. I think I did. Let's see. So I can't remember if I gave it customs or not. I guess you want to see in the custom ways, you got these. Good job keeping standard because wide. I think wide is pretty terrible. The more I realize on that. But then again, I'll just keep them all standard regardless. You can have the front lip, a side skirt. No rear skirt though. They can have a spoiler though. You get the low, the medium, the high version, which I went with the medium. I do feel like I probably should went with the high because of the wider stance going on there, but yeah. The wider the spoiler, the better the count looks for this kind of car because it is a wedge shape. It's just during the time of wedge shaping cars. And you got for headlights, gave it yellow. So I think it was supposed to be sunlight orange though. I just went with yellow to go with the vinyl and stuff. You got your where the license plate, how it looks and stuff. It's standard basically. Okay, no, I did get the regular Ferrari wheels. Okay, I thought I changed those out. I think I had a good 5 spokes, not too dull looking. About right. Now here's the tune-up for the Ferrari 308 GTB, which basically mostly target the natural frequency. The suspension, the body height might have went up just a tad. Acceleration sensitivity, I think I had to lower that. Downforce, the rear had to be adjusted. And then the ballast had to go pretty mid-heavy, I want to say. With the power restrictor to 98, and then ballast position to 2, and I believe that is basically it besides the transmission to 270, which I think that's just normal right there. Cause yeah, this car had a very tight restriction, I must say, because it's not really that fast. But yeah, here's the vinyl in case anyone wants the vinyl. Not a bad vinyl, I doubt it's too good. But the Ferrari 308 GTB, as I mentioned just earlier during the tune-ups and stuff, that it is a successor to the Dino, and it really shows. Although, very weird successor, because this is the 1.5 version of the 308. Because there was a 308 in between Dino and 308, which was the 308 GT4, I believe it's called, something like that. But anyways, it was a very weird looking Ferrari at a time, which I don't understand the direction design on that one, but regardless, I would like to see that car in action for this game as well, besides the GTB, just to show that comparison difference. But to say, I think that 308 almost looks like a commuter car, where this one brought back the style of a Dino at the end of the day. And technically the last of the Dinos, since, you know, Dino just came up and left at the end of the day. So, this is basically what you got. And basically just started the whole trend of V8 Ferraris at the end of the day. And such. Mid-engine V8 engine cars, sports cars, which for a Ferrari, and not only that, very race spirit too, because that is a pretty good car at the end of the day. Pretty dang good, I must say. So I even slapped a Dino on it, because yeah, this was stuck with the last of Dinos, I consider. Because I think the OG 308 is a Dino, I think. Because it wasn't until like later, like, screw it, get rid of Dino, just replace it with Ferrari. Which, no matter what, I'm calling it a Dino. I know it's probably technically not a Dino, but I'm still calling it Dino. This was the successor to Dino. But overall, to say for the handling and stuff for this car, pretty good, I must say. A bit fidget though, because, I mean, that's Ferrari characteristic to most Ferraris, because yeah, they play fast and loose, so that's basically how they go. They don't really think of stability very much. And it really shows how I'm driving on this. Especially on the next lap here, if I recall. Yeah, 113.854, that's not bad. What I consider. Yeah, consider I'm looking at the notes right now. It beat the Gia Roadster. Gia Roadster only did 114.7, but I'm not surprised because the Gia Roadster is kind of a muscle tame car, so. Let's see with that compared to this. This is a sports car. In comparison. But yeah, there's a big old difference on that. So look at that, and this is, now there goes the roundabout. Yeah, 113.654 right now, which, yeah, it almost beats Integra as a speed too. That's pretty good. On to the last turnabout here. This is not the best lap, mind you, but it's like second to best. I say somewhat, because yeah, it's only there like 114, so not really that good. So yeah, like I said, the control factor is not really that great. Still, even with the higher suspension lift at the end of the day. I must have just did not got right on that part, but it is what it is. Because like I said, when it comes to tryouts, I do partial tuning. I don't do the full tuning. I do what I feel the car should have at the end of it. And if it just sucks, so be it. This is what it is, basically. But on the best lap, though, I already did a 113, so past Integra. Integra did 113.2. But can it do faster? Server says, yeah, because otherwise I'm going to record this part here. It's close to the last lap, though. Let's see, shall we? Let's go in the roundabout here. Let's speed it up. Okay, you gotta be careful about that corner, because if you hit that dip just right, you will flip the car. If your anti roll is not that good here. And that's it. 112.521. Out onto the bounce track, which is the Forest Raceway. Which, by balance, let's see how good. Right about there, I will say. But yeah, the good thing about this car, it has that race spirit, so, you know, it's definitely going to do wonders. Wonderful performance. And man, does it show up for a little Ferrari. So yeah, I do consider this a small Ferrari, considering at best it hits around that 650 PB. It probably could do 670, but I do not remember if it did or not. It probably could with the, if you lower down the spoilers and stuff, I guess. Overall, with all just engine upgrades, it's not so bad. Yeah, trying to see it roar through the tunnel. But yeah, basically, I sometimes end up using this for the Ferrari challenge, matter of fact, too. It's a Ferrari challenge, you really don't need a fast Ferrari, you just need something that has good control and a good speed. And this really covers all that, so if you want to use this for the Ferrari challenge, you definitely can. There's just anything you gotta watch out for is like the higher speed ones out there and such. Yeah, 131.944. I can't say about the custom Ferrari challenge that shows up every now and then on weeklies. So yeah, there is a special one. Can't say about that one. Yeah, 131.944. Well, it just blew out of water and the other two immediately. Although I'm not surprised, because yeah, this car excels at balance. I would definitely say an A tier on the balance scale, because if it could do that, those kind of numbers, that's pretty dang good. Unless, cause yeah, you really don't need a high horsepower to get a really great performance. You just need something that could just hit barriers. Very good. Yeah, this is what shows where. Oh, that's signal. Is there a second there? This is what shows how good mid-engine cars are too. But then again, the closer you get that engine close to you, the better performance you're gonna get too. That's something to note. Yeah, having that engine close to you while it's kind of deadly is also good. That really fits well for two-door cars anyways. 132s are not fast enough. However, what about best lap here? Yeah, this is right on the final lap too. Yeah, it was kind of stubborn trying to pull a fast one. Very stubborn, honestly. And then around the deep forest lane. Turns here. Big old swing. Straight through the swivel. Yeah, if I got anything honest, I really don't have much to say for Ferrari cars, because I really don't even try to look at their work, because I love their cars, I hate their business. So I kind of love the whole news of Lewis Hamilton trying to nudge Ferrari to like be more customized about things. Like he wants a black F40 and they immediately denied him on that. It's like, God, Lewis, I don't think you're gonna get a word into their minds. They're just gonna be that petty when it comes to customizations on stuff. I'm sorry to tell you. As I saw that, I was like, wow, yeah, good look on that. But 131.357, that's a really good time. Jesus Christ. For 650, yeah, it's pretty good so far. Now onto the speed, which it's speed. I think it hits about like 185 plus, maybe 190, if I recall. It's not a very fast car, but I'm not surprised. 400, like sitting right at 400 horsepower. It's not really a whole lot. that margin. And with all the air to max added to it on top of it, it's not gonna be that crazy. But it's pretty good for what it does. And there's also another reason why it's not that fast to begin with either, and for a good reason. That I will mention once we get to the next part. But so far in terms of the speed, it's pretty good. I will say it's pretty normal for a 650 to hit this basically. So I would say probably maybe about 3 stars or so. So yeah, 3 stars for the top speed. Maneuverability 4. It excels on that. And then turning 4 as well. Acceleration, I would say 3. So yeah, overall basically above average kind of car. In terms of the stats. Now it's just up to the fuel stat, which I'll get to that once we get to the next part here. But like I said, this is basically a successor that I probably like one of my most favorite Ferraris, to be honest. This is 308 because this is how simple it is and it just looks good. It's not as like race inducing as the later ones that come next, basically, or limited production shenanigans and stuff. This is just something you just straight up just buy, even though you have to go ask Ferrari for a sign agreement and shit to this day. Cause yeah, like I said, they're that petty. No, cause yeah, I will say definitely not owning a Ferrari anytime soon. Till rules change, but good luck on that. They're that furious about it. Yeah, 214. I think it immediately just beats the guys. That's each other. I'm curious. 214 straight. Beat them Dagger immediately, then beat the Gia. Yep. Oh yeah, if you're wondering about D-Force, yeah, I threw those two out of the water. But yeah, I just gotta beat the Gia. It's really close. Oh yeah, you're probably wondering why I have a RCZ grade 4. That is grade 4 built in mind for cup racing. So 550 pp. 550 pp with sports mediums. That is something I have in mind maybe in the future, but not yet. The problem is there's like nothing for that kind of competition, and it's not like I lose money. It's just there's just nothing for it for now. So sadly that it's just something to do for a pastime, which I will probably still end up cooking that at the end of the day. It's just I will say as much as attention I want to do. I would do it, but I'd rather just make a guideline for others as for now. Like what I'm doing in this case, you can use a 650 for the 700 if you really want to. As long as it's medium. If it's hard, I would recommend the higher. Because the only exception when it comes to difficulty spuds is 600, which 600 let's see what's supposed to say it. That thing sounds hard no matter what, especially the tournament. Oh my god. I have to remind myself, the Arc Okaban is a menace in the tournament ones. Compared to the Tokyo Expressway endurance race. Although, I did try that. I think they made them harder. I know this thing. I think they want to keep that trend alive. That very pointless trend. It's the only reason why I say pointless because they're kind of making them cheating, like big time. So he's doing like a 210.8. Yep. Now back to this stuff. There's 212.798, which that's by Gia. Basically, the Gia was 1 second back from that. So yeah. Surprisingly, a muscle car ain't faster than the Ferrari. Who would have guessed? As the thing goes. Get now onto turnabout and stuff, but yeah, in case you're wondering, yes, I do this track because of the reason for the sprint race that you can do for 700 pp World Touring. And yeah, you can easily do it with this car. Because of another big reason. Because like the Integra, this also saves fuel. Because yeah, I'm just gonna say at this point, it saves about 3 laps in terms of Le Mans. So you got a car that's straight up just race material, regardless. I will say it's right on the 3 laps too, because I will say I did have to technically lower the engine just a bit, just to get that 3 laps, and then make sure the transmission's not too accelerant, because yeah, the more accelerant you have your transmission, the faster you burn fuel. Too. Fun fact. You know, it's weird because then I heard top speed burns you faster. It's like, which is it at the end of the day? It sounds like a balance of both at the end of the day. But yeah, if you want to know, this will do 4 laps on the endurance without even having to wing it. It's that good. So yeah, if you want a car that instantly just wins the 700 pp, it's this car. This car would do it. You know, it's a bit of a fidget. Because even the tires, it doesn't even burn the tires very much. Because yeah, it's the great part about 308 GTB, it's light. It's a very perfect balanced car. It's like, there's no flaws very much. Besides, you know, it's probably characteristic, which is trying to slide out the wheels as fast as much. Again, a 212.522, that is the fastest thus far. And again, this is only the 3rd one. Because yeah, I have been really focused on the recording side. I've been focusing on the tuning side more. Because just to say, I already got like 10 cars already set. Even got the next series kind of set up too. But to show what it can do though, it can basically do the Sunday Cups. From the European Sunday Cups. And try to figure out what else it can do. Because there's no mid-engine one, which is weird. They really need to make a mid-engine series. But Ferrari Circuit Challenge, I do gotta admit, it could do the World Touring, of course, because I designed it for this reason. It could probably do the Hypercar Parade pretty well too. With its high performance and stuff. And that's about it I can think of what we could do for the regular events. But for the tournament events, you got basically the road tournaments here, like High Speed Track Day, you got Tokyo Express Day, Parade, Highway Parade, God. The European Championship, you just roast some drivers there. WTC 700. It's a pretty good sprint car, so no problems there. So basically overall, when it comes to Ferrari 308, its fuel is 3, its maneuverability is 4, its top speed is 3 or 4, and you don't have to lean the car whatsoever, so that's also really good. So overall, I would say a rank A immediately. This can assumably do the competition. I can't say if we could do it in hard setting. I assume we probably could. Since they're giving it the A stamp. That includes even the sprint. I assume it could. I have to hard check it. If not, well, then lower it to B in that case. Because the base can do medium difficulty, no problems. With little experience. Yeah, if you're somewhat of a mid-class driver in terms of your experience and stuff, this is pretty good for you. So yeah, 180 APM straight. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I might take that back. I think it does like a 195 plus. So yeah, you know what? 4 stars on that top speed. So yeah, 4 stars in top speed, 4 stars on the maneuverability, 4 stars in acceleration, and 4 stars on the turning. It's like really good. And then fuel, definitely 4 stars because of 3 laps. In fact, it does it so well. And this is just a 650 pp car, by the way. Yeah, 650 has been my most debatable kind of class ever because I didn't really think this is really that good. I thought 670 would be much better. But I do want to give the little cars a chance. Considering I got one that's a very stubborn car that I just recently did for tryouts. And I finally figured out how to get it to work right. Because I might have mentioned in the video that it sucked. It turns out it doesn't suck when you turn around and make it slower. Because there's a case where you add too much horsepower to the car, you may want to thin that. Make it more trim because it may not even need to begin with because it's already going 195. But for the Ferrari though, yeah, this thing can just eat these cars for breakfast. Which is crazy because I know some of these grade 4s, especially when they're wearing softs and stuff, are definitely going fast. By performance, they're technically going like 860, I would say. Or not 860, they're 660. Good gun. Brain short. As usual, because I brain short a lot. So then I'm reaching up to these guys within the first lap, which yeah, I will say a reason why I did the first lap this time around instead of the second lap is because the storm came. Yeah, that rainstorm came immediately, to say. It came. It conquered. For a good minute. So, yeah, if you could basically reach to these guys in no time, you're not gonna have much of a problem with the rest of them. So that's the threat there, is use the C7 Corvette. Although I would say a hidden one, it really depends. Like if you bring a slower car, he will become more of a menace. It's really weird. It's really weird how the rubber band thing works, and it's really BS too while at it, because it just feels like Speedstorm. If you play Disney Speedstorm, if you play a lower level character to a race where it shouldn't be in there, you will have opponents that will utterly cheat in that game. And this game kind of shows that too, sometimes. Like, you will see a case where the opponent will do faster than what they should be doing. Considering I could easily prove that with the 600 pp Kentucky Expressway endurance of using counterclockwise. God, that one kind of sucks. God, if I had to make a top 10, those would easily be the number ones. Is anything involved with our Cocoa Bun to a degree when it comes to the 600 ones, because his car is just BS on the stats. But for some reason, he just accelerates to like 210.9. He will do a 209 sometimes too. Which is what really fucking irks me. That irks me so bad when that is like, okay, just outright be quicker somehow. Because I'm gonna guess you guys didn't really detune him much, if not at all. But then again, I gotta remind myself, I recently just did the 700 pp Clubman Plus competition again, just for the heck of it, with a grade 3, see if the grade 3 could do it. No, they cannot. So the grade 3 cars, they're quick, they're not that quick at that low setting, which is shocking. But yeah. But then again, engine swaps are really broken when it comes to this game. They're really dang broken. If you just want to make a car very different, you just give them an engine swap and it's like night and day difference. Considering the opponent was a Sylvia, but I think it had a Corvette motor in it. And he was in first place throughout the whole time because he was just ridiculously quicker. But then again, I gotta remind myself too that there's technically no fuel cut on that one race, so and it's just a short sprint race too. And also wearing racing softs too on top of it. It's like, oh my god. Oh wait, no, I take that back. I don't think he wasn't wearing that. No. I think someone was wearing mediums and softs, but yeah. There was a funny opponent in there. I gotta remind myself of the S660. That was a funny one. But yeah, just basically just talking, blah 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 blah, basically because, like I said, I really don't have much to say for Fry because I don't respect them enough. Besides just driving the cars, just for the heck of it. Which I'm sorry, that's just how it's gonna be. For this one. Even though I have the most respect for this one because this one's the successor to the Friedino, so. But it did start the whole trend of V8 Ferrari at the end there too. Mostly at the mid-rear. Which, as you can see, here comes the rain. Which, yeah, that rain accelerated quickly, because then this passed the first level just immediately at the water scale. Which, that's a bad sign. There we go, get those intermediate tires. So that's the biggest problem about this race. This race is very weird about its rain handling. But then again, this rain's also an iffy to you. Because this will mess with you. It sometimes feels like this thing is out for you. But anyways, off to the basically final 2 laps, but I'm basically gonna basically call it off here for the voice recording part because there's really not much else to say because the Ferrari 308 GTB is just that good. It's that good at 650. For a 650 racer, you need to basically beat this. That's the basic thing. You can't beat this, well, you're bad. Yeah, if there's any opponent I have going on here, it's the Lancer Evo. It's like, ow. Just a nuance. Just a nuance. And you got the Hurricane too, of course, because yeah, of course, he's gonna be a spud muffet. Yeah, that basically wraps that in terms of me talking over on this. You guys enjoy the rest of this footage, and thanks for watching overall, basically. Well then, take care.
It makes no difference.